Laboratory work number 4. Determining of distribution form of a statistical population. You can learn all the theoretical information in the protocol of your laboratory work. So let's begin. We have to determine these indices for sample A and sample B. First of all, we have to know the mode, median value and average value. For the sample A, these values can be taken from previous laboratory works. Model value, median value and average value. Note that for the A sample, simple average value is considered. We also have to paste the graph, the plot of our statistical data from previous laboratory works. And we have to analyze if the model value greater than median and if the median value greater or less than average value, as we can see in this part of the protocol of the work. We have analyzed this value and made short conclusion about the asymmetry. We can see that model value is equal to the median, but the median value is greater than average value. It means that the graph is characterized by the right-hand asymmetry. If the vertex is shifted to the left side, then we have right-hand asymmetry, and vice versa. And now we have to calculate the asymmetry coefficient according to the formula from laboratory works. These formulas are not complicated. We have to know variance from previous laboratory works, absolute frequencies of these values, and values for the numerator. This expression variant minus average value, fixed average value, yeah, to third power multiplied by the absolute frequency, and just multiply this formula. Then we have to calculate the sum of absolute frequencies and sum of the values for numerator of the formulas, this summary value. Then we determine S3, and we have to copy the mean square deviation from the previous laboratory work. This is sigma. You can find it in your previous works and paste this value here. Then we determine the asymmetry value according to our initial formula. So we can see that asymmetry is greater than 0. Then distribution is of right-hand asymmetry. And we can write down it here. Then we have to determine the excess. The excess is calculated by as follows. We have to determine the Y value and S4 value. S4 value is calculated in such a manner. We have to know the sum of the values for numerator, but these values are calculated for specific purpose. We have to create additional column and input this formula into our column. X value minus average value to fourth power multiplied by absolute frequency. don't forget to fix the average value because it is in the formula and it is not to be moved. And we just multiply these values, calculate the summary value, and to determine the E value. S4 value as well should be calculated and the E value, mean square deviation, used in this formula in denominator, and S4 value in numerator. So we have calculated the excess value is greater than 0, then we have acute vertex. In the same way, we calculate the symmetry and excess value for the sample B, but we have to consider the model and median value for this sample and average value. Be attentive because you have to consider only weighted average value because it is sample B. Model value and median value is also calculated for the interval distribution series. So we have determined this value, and we can see that mode is greater than median, but median is less than average value. It means that symmetry should be determined for more correctness. It should be determined more correctly. Then we calculate a symmetry coefficient in the same way, but instead of the variance, we consider the variance, the interval middle points. These points are taken from a laboratory work, from the laboratory work number 1. So these middle points and all other indices are calculated in the same way, but be attentive, pay your attention for that fact that mean square deviation sigma is considered also for the sample B value. Pay attention on this fact. So we have already calculated S3 value in the same way, and we can see that A is greater than 0, and we have obtained right hand symmetry. The vertex is shifted to the left, and we have the right hand symmetry in our case as well. Excess is calculated in the same way by the same formula. Excess is less than 0, and we have the plane vertex. So make conclusion on this laboratory work, analyze the asymmetry and excess of your distribution curve, analyze your sample for homogeneity, and upload the report on your Google Class profile.